Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be using leftover holiday cards. This could be for Christmas or birthdays, any celebration where there's a card, you can use these crafts. Now, all these crafts have the same first step, so let me break that down for you right now. Step number one, you are going to need to get a shape that you want. I'm using the tops of tin cans to get perfect circles. You're also going to need some scissors, a pencil, and your cards of choice. What you're going to do is take your card and trace around the circle or the shape that you want. There are two ways you can do this. You can either do it with a thing to trace, such as this tin can lid, or you can do an organic cut, which is just cutting out the shapes that you want. Like I want to cut out this Christmas tree, for example. I like to use as much of the cards as possible. So as you can see, I'm just filling the rest of the space with circles to get as much of the card used as possible. Once you have done that a million times, you get a pile like this. For the sake of this craft, I'm breaking these into 4 different piles, so I know which parts of the cards I am going to use for each craft. So let's get into craft number 1. Craft number 1, magnets. What you're going to need are magnet strips, or in this case, I'm using the backing of a magnetic canvas, scissors, tacky glue, and of course, your cards. You're going to cut the magnet strips into pieces that you can use to attach to the cards using the tacky glue. I put them under something heavy so they wouldn't warp while they were drying. And I did that to each and every card I wanted to turn into a magnet. Craft number 2, card coasters. You're going to need your card, you're going to need cork, you may need glue, and you will need a cutting implement of some sort. I am using an X-Acto blade, but you can also use scissors. I got a peel and stick cork, but if you don't have that, you can always get cork at the dollar store and use tacky glue or some sort of craft glue to adhere the card to the cork. But in this case, I'm using a peel and stick, so I'm just peeling and sticking the cork to the back of the card. Once that has happened, I am going to trim the card to fit the cork. And then from there, I am going to use a paintbrush and the Mod Podge to give it a coat to waterproof it and protect it from hot water or mess. I would recommend doing 2 coats of this and letting it dry for the recommended 24 hours before using it. Craft number 3, card placemats. You're going to need self-sealing laminating pouches and your cards. Once you have cut out your cards, you're going to arrange them in a way that you want. Seal the pouch by removing the paper and pressing down. I used a tin can lid to make sure all the air bubbles were out of the back, and I went around with a pencil eraser on the edges to make sure that they sealed. Now, it depends on the laminating pouches, but these require you to wait 24 hours before you do anything else with them. So once the 24 hours are up, you're going to cut the placemat around the edges as you see here, and there you have it. Last but not least, craft number 4, card ornaments. There are 3 ways you can do this. I'm going to start with the easiest and most simple way and work to the hardest. So first, you're going to take a card, cut it to the shape that you want, cut a string, and tape the string to the back. And that's that. Method number 2, you're going to take your card, cut it into the shape that you want, and use clear parcel tape to laminate the front and the back. Then you're going to cut around the edges, make a hole, and attach a string. And that is method number 2. Method number 3 requires you to have self-seal laminated pouches. You are going to cut your cards into the shapes that you want, place it between the pouch sides and seal it. Use something to get all the air bubbles out of the back. I used a can lid and a pencil eraser. Dependent on your self-seal laminated pouches, you may have to wait 24 hours. After 24 hours, you're going to cut out the shapes. Use a hole punch to punch a hole in the ornament, and then use a string to hang your ornament. There you have it. 4 crafts that reuse old cards so you can keep those precious memories year after year. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more crafty content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, stay safe, stay magical, and as always, have the day that you deserve. Toodles for now!